Hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to make a quick and really simple marinara sauce for you. This is my go-to marinara for the most part, and so it's so easy. It doesn't take a whole lot of time or ingredients, and you know exactly where all your ingredients come from if you're using organic or not, but you know what's in it, and you're not buying a jar full of preservatives, because not that I don't use those once in a while, but there's a paragraph of stuff in there. So I encourage you, and I hope I inspire you to try making your own, and then you can add your own spices to it and make it your signature marinara. So if this inspires you to stay with me, maybe give me a thumbs up somewhere along the way, and go, you know, if you're not a subscriber, go hit that subscribe button. It should be up in the corner any minute. All right, guys, let's go make some delicious marinara. Okay, guys, so I'm glad you stayed for this, because this is how quick and easy this is. It's a matter of what's the most time consuming is washing your vegetables. Now, chopping them up, I've got equal portions of carrot, celery, and onion. And then I've got 3 big garlic cloves that I've diced up really small. I've got a bay leaf here and all my spices that I'm going to use. But my point is, because you are going to actually puree this at the end, it really doesn't matter what you're doing. So I'm going to use these beautiful little grape tomatoes. They're delicious. They're full of flavor. If you can get, if you wanted to do this all with canned tomatoes, I would get the Marzano tomatoes, or as good a brand as you can afford. I got this because I don't think this is going to be quite enough tomato. I've got a can of organic ready-cut diced tomatoes, and so really and truly that's all it is. And you can make this in as large a batch as you want. For this batch though, I'm going to move these spices here a little bit. Now this is not extra virgin olive oil. This is not for salads. It's a little bit heartier. It has a higher smoke temp than extra virgin. This is just regular, good quality, organic olive oil. And I get this at Costco. We don't use enough of it to worry about the cost, really. You know, this is like the most olive oil I've used in a couple months. So half a cup of olive oil. It's really part of the show. It's a main component of this recipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get over to the stove. I'll take you over there and we'll get sauteing and cooking on this. It's okay, so here we are. I'm heating up the olive oil, and I like to get a wooden spoon or something like that to, or a wooden paddle to get my stuff stirred around. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start the onions, carrots, and celery sweating down in this olive oil, and they're going to flavor that oil. Look at that. Nice. And honestly, the garlic, you can put it in right now if you want to, because everything else is going to keep it from burning. So that's the only thing you want to avoid, because it will become bitter if you burn it. And how do I know that? Years ago, learned that the hard way. I was like, what happened? I love garlic. So keep that aside. Rinse here. And now we're going to go ahead and give that a stir. Add some salt in there, not a lot. And you could do this almost salt-free. The salt encourages the vegetables to let loose of their moisture and sweat down a little bit. We're not looking for anything to get brown and fried. We're looking for it to go ahead and sweat and soften. It already smells good. And then, let me get my little measuring spoon here. Oh, I should be more organized. Okay, that one. Okay, so we're going to put about a teaspoon of black pepper. That's freshly ground. I grind it at the head. And then I want a full tablespoon of herbs de Provence. Now that's got all the herbs that I love. It already smells fabulous. It's got thyme, fennel, basil, savory, and lavender. So it's a great thing to add. And just keep stirring that. And go ahead and turn it down too. And then I want a good healthy pinch or so of red pepper flakes. I don't think that you can make this marinara or a good marinara without it. It adds a little background heat, but it's so worth it. If you're heat sensitive, you can omit it. And then I've got a healthy tablespoon of Italian seasoning. You can use your favorite blend. My favorite happens to be Wild Tree's spaghetti blend, and I'm out. And I put off making this as long as I could, and now I need to have my marinara going, so. I'm going to throw in my bay leaf. And this is a little 3-quart cast iron pot that I've got this in. I really like to cook on something that's going to be even cooking. It makes for a better meal. And when you can smell the garlic and the onions, you're about right, you guys. It has been doing this for about, I'm going to say 40 minutes. And you want to make sure that you let the tomatoes develop their sweetness, the carrots do their thing. Everybody's got to get really nice and soft. I will tell you, I added one more can of those organic diced tomatoes because I didn't feel like I had enough for the oil ratio. You want to remove your bay leaf because it's already done its thing. And it smells so good in here. I cannot wait to have some of this. This is great for just plain pasta, you know, do a vegetarian thing. You can, well, I've got a couple recipes that I've got in mind for this, but anywhere you're going to use a marinara, you could even use this as a pizza sauce. Now, you want to be careful if you're using an immersion blender that you don't pull it out while it's on because it will splatter hot liquid all over you. And it kind of wants to suck down to the bottom of the pot. So I just let it be patient and let it do its thing. And then we're going to taste it and see our thickness, see if we want to add wine or not. This is just beautiful. And you can also, I mean, you can actually go ahead and cook it down even further if that's what you want to do. I mean, if you don't mind chunks in your marinara sauce, go ahead and leave those in. But right now, I'm going to go ahead, let's set this on my little dish here so I don't get sauce everywhere. And I'm going to grab me a spoon because I want to give it a taste and see if I think it needs anything. It's beautiful. Look at that. Perfect. I really am happy with the way it looks. To me, that's a really good thickness. I probably will let it simmer and cook down a little bit, but I'm going to get a little taste for you and let you know what I think. That's amazing. And I'm going to say, oh, I can taste the sweetness from the carrots. It's absolutely wonderful, just the way it is. But I'm going to let it simmer down and maybe thicken up a little bit. And I think because of the recipes that I do have coming up, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of wine, which isn't much. All the alcohol will cook off and evaporate, and it'll just add a little depth, you know, a little rich flavor. You certainly do not have to do that. But I'm telling you, this is winner marinara dinner. Anyway, we're going to have this over a couple of different things. You can freeze this. It keeps really well in the freezer. It also keeps well, you know, it'll keep almost a week in the refrigerator because there's no meat in there or anything. So let me get the wine in and yeah, I will show you what we got. All right, so here's, I decided on a 1/2 cup of wine instead of, and And you use a good red wine that you would be okay with drinking. You don't want to use a cooking sherry or anything like that. You want a nice red wine. It's just going to add a little layer of flavor and richness to this. And like I said, and it really didn't change the thickness of this at all, but it will change the depth of flavor. And I'm really excited for you guys to try this out. I hope that this inspires you guys, because it really is our favorite. And I'm going to let this simmer for another half hour, and then we'll be ready to put this in jars, or you know, you can can it this way too, but or to put in the freezer, or to just use. So I'll be back with the end result. Okay, finally we have the end result of this beautiful marinara, and I decided to show you just over plain angel hair pasta how delicious this can be. And I am sorry to say I don't have any fresh basil, which normally I would be putting fresh basil over the top of this. I wouldn't put the basil in earlier because it really cooks out all the flavor if you cook it too long. So I've got angel hair pasta, and remember, when I do pasta for an Italian dish, to help flavor the pasta, I put the Himalayan pink salt, but I also put a bay leaf in there. I let that come up to a boil for a couple of minutes before I even put the pasta in, and that really helps. So here's my marinara. Oh, doesn't that look good? It smells amazing. You can smell a little bit of the wine, and this is a great vegetarian dish. You don't have to have meat on everything, but I do want some Parmigiano Reggiano, right? Parmigiano Reggiano. Anyway, let's see. We'll bring you in for a close-up now. All right, let's get you in there. Look how delicious that looks. It really smells so good. Up and too close. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna shave down over the microplane. Just let it snow on there and look at it melt as it's coming down on there. That parm, fresh parm is just amazing. So here's some added protein. You could use brown rice or whole wheat pasta. It's whatever you like and what serves you the best. And then I'm gonna need a fork. Oh darn. So let's take a bite and see what we got. It looks and smells amazing. So angel hair is just really delicate. You could do this over spaghetti squash. In fact, that's probably what I'll do after I take this bite. Just because it's a little more figure friendly. You get another vegetable in there, and then it's all veggie. Oh. Okay. Got myself a nice bite. Oh my gosh, that is so good. I'm always just so in awe. And it really, even though I make it just about the same way every time, the wine is really in the background there on this one. I like that. But the vegetables, you know, it depends on how fresh they are, where they come from, everything. I mean, you'll get a good tomato and a bad tomato. So anyways, I have to have one more bite, and I apologize for that, but I can't not have another bite. It's delicious. And the sauce is thick enough, you can see it's really sticking to the pasta. Delicious. This would be great with a number of applications. And I'm going to bring you back for a few of them to show you what else I use this marinara in. But I like to have it on hand because it really makes a great pizza sauce. I add a little bit more fennel to it for pizza sauce, but you can add anything you want. You can put meatballs in here. You can do, this would be great with chicken Parmigiano Reggiano on there, and or some, there's a number of things. So that being said, you're going to have to come back for the rest of this story. And I hope it does bring you back. I hope it inspires you to go ahead and make your own marinara. And as always, guys, I hope I see you next time. All right.